Hey, welcome back. I'm not gonna do that because I don't have no headphones on. Hold on. All right, that's better. Okay, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sharlrita Deloatch. Today, you guys are gonna work with me today. So I'm gonna show you what I do. I don't do the same thing on a daily basis, but I'm gonna show you behind the scenes on what I'm doing today. And well, first, before we get started, let's turn some lights on. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this lights on, open up some blinds, and so we can get ourselves together. Are you gonna turn a light? My husband Anthony is mocking me. Oh, he turned the light on. Thank you so much. You gonna turn that light on? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so we got some light. So hopefully you guys can see me better. Oh, let me get my water and let's get to working. So I think I can flip this around so you can see what I'm doing and how I kind of think and structure my day to make things all good. Okay. Okay, first off, let me share that it is 12:53 p.m. So I'm just now starting to work. I'm still working on my schedule. Like it's up and down, but I try to get things done, like the necessary things, like okay, getting up, getting ready for the day. Like yesterday, Wednesday, I worked in my pajamas all day. Okay, I'm just being honest. I worked in my pajamas all day. I didn't have to do any video yesterday, so that was good. Okay, I usually post a short, at least a YouTube short. That I did that last week, thank God. So I didn't have to get on the camera yesterday. So I just worked in my pajamas. I was in my pajamas all day. So I worked. I got a blog up yesterday. What else did I do? Straighten up some back end things, my Beacon store, and doing Pinterest pins. So I did that yesterday. But today, oh, also, my kids, they are homeschool. I don't know if you know that about me. They're homeschool, so they should be finished for the day. That's if they started on time. Sometimes they don't like to start on time, and even with them, I don't have to like manage them as much. We have a curriculum in Time for Learning. If you ever heard of Time for Learning, those of you that are homeschool moms, we use Time for Learning, and Time for Learning is so good because it's already structured for their learning. It's just a matter of my kids honoring their schedule and what they're supposed to do. Sometimes they like their mama, they don't, their time be off, but I have a way I can go in on the inside as a parent, and I can watch their progress, see what they're doing, see where they are and all those great things. And the great thing I love about homeschool, of course, is time freedom, but I absolutely love that every month, the way we have it structured, we're on for 3 weeks and then we're off for a week. Okay, so when they're off that week, I can pretty much, I'm working in my business a lot more, maybe get some things done scheduled beforehand because I don't have to worry about them. But yeah, I love that. So, but we're on this week. We're off the last week, and it's normally always the last week in the month, which works out so perfect. Because I help my husband in his business. He is in tokenized real estate, so he does presentations and all those great things. And they're getting ready to go on a 10-city tour. So a lot of them I get to go to because the kids are off for homeschool. So it works out so perfect and I don't have to worry about that. So anyways, I'm just babbling. Let's go ahead and start working. Let me move you to the side so you can kind of see how I'm working and how I get things done. Okay, as you can see, I work from Trello, so I use Trello. Trello helps me to stay on task. I organize it as such to help me to stay on task, so I know what I'm doing on a daily basis. Again, I don't do the same things every day, but I do the same things every week, if that makes sense. So on Thursdays, I know that I am going to upload a YouTube video, which this is the YouTube video you guys are seeing, and then I know with that YouTube video, there's a couple things that I need to do, right? I need to I'm gonna transcribe the video. Once I transcribe the video, I'm gonna make some Pinterest pins and get that pinned for that. And then I need to record 2 podcast episodes. I have a podcast called Her Soft Business Blueprint. I'm on Apple, Spotify, and I have an episode that drops every Thursday. So I like to keep myself up when it comes to my podcast. Let me see. I think I might be a week ahead. I know we dropped one this morning because today's Thursday and I got the notification. So let me see if we got one scheduled for next week. No. So I know I need to record 2 scheduled for next week and the week after that. Long as I stay ahead, I am good. I messed up in, maybe it was December. It was one of those days. One of those weeks I messed up. Yeah, it was December. So in December, I had one launched on 12/18, but I didn't launch anything else until 1/22. So it was like, what, 2 to 3 weeks I didn't have an episode. So I don't like doing that. And that was because I did not take the time to schedule. And we have 27 episodes. We are on Substack. So that's where I post the show notes on my Substack. So if you're following me there, you probably got the notification. I send those out pretty early. So my podcast. So we are, and I love hosting it here on Substack because they really do give me real time results to let me know who's listening to what. So like right now, episode 24 is the highest downloads, 59. The one for today only got 5 so far, but it's still, early in the day. And let's see, we have 1,660 something 1,660 something downloads, which is really, really good for only 27 episodes. It tells me the top countries, so United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Spain, Nigeria, and my highest top player is Apple. So Apple is where people are finding me. Also the browser and other, I don't know what other would be. And then Pocket Cast. I didn't know I was on Pocket Cast. But yeah, so I love Substack because it gives me all of those details, and I like to keep all of those details. So I do upload it to my Substack. Okay. So that's what we're doing today. I know I usually keep a to-do list as well. I cannot find my notebook. I might have to start using this one. But I have things in my mind that I need to get on the to-do list, like those low-hanging fruit things. Like for example, we just had an event in Miami for my husband's business, and I was helping him with that. And there was a gentleman there that wanted me to help him to turn his ebook into a print book. So I need to put him on my to-do list, which we're on a text message thread, but I need to put that on my to-do list. So I don't put my to-do list on my Trello board. I just put what I need to do on a daily basis. Like, these are the non-negotiables. This is how I run my business, and this helps me to stay afloat. Okay, so I love using Trello. So this video is going to go up. So you're not going to see me record anything because this is the video that I'm recording. But I think we can, I won't record my podcast just yet because my husband is getting ready for the day. And so I can look back here and see if there's anything else that I need to do. So let's try to run that to-do list. Let me get my notebook. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare for my podcast. So if you on my YouTube, I did this video right here about been online since 2014, and I've done this one right here about SEO. I talked about that. So now I'm going to turn this into a podcast episode. So I'm going to take this transcript right here. I use Loom, and my process is, after I record a YouTube video, just like I'm going to do this one, I'm going to upload it to Loom. So I already have the transcript, and that way I don't repurpose in the same week sometimes, but I have a list of what I'm doing, so I know where I need to repurpose where, so it's all about systems. It's like having your own way of doing something. So I know my way of doing things, but I do use AI to help me to even turn this into a podcast episode. So I already have a thread. I just need to find it. Let me see, what's that one? Email weekly podcast. There we go. All right, so I'll just take that and just tell her to turn it into a podcast, like script. Now that the script, I don't read like word by word, but it helps me to stay on task. That's the thing. That's what AI helps me to do. It doesn't create my content for me because based on my content, this is my voice, this is me. So I'm just really just taking that and putting it into a nice podcast episode so I can record it in that way. It can be me. You know what I mean? So I love using AI. I thank God for it. Let's see, can we create a podcast script using this video script? So I love it because it helps me to do things faster that I was doing anyway. So think about that. Even with my blogs and those things, it helps me to write faster. And it's my voice, so I don't use it to write for me. I just use it to help me to do other things faster, repurpose faster. So like this podcast script, this is helping me to do this faster. So that's why I love it. But I was starting this to-do list. I only got one thing up that I think in my mind that I need to do. And that's my problem sometimes. Sometimes I keep things in my mind. So it came up with the title for me why I'm choosing SEO platforms over performing on social media. And what I do love about this is that because my chat GPT knows me, it's so different from the title is always different. Let me see if I can go to the title on my channel. This video right here. I can tell you what. So the name of this one is Why I Prefer SEO Over Social Media, Quiet Income That Lasts. Now this episode, even though it's the same content, right? It's the same content, but it's still a different experience because on my podcast, I may add something that I never added in the video. Or I'm going to say something that I didn't say in the video. So it just helps me to give a premise around repurposing content that I already have. So the podcast is named Why I'm Choosing SEO Platforms Over Performing on Social Media. See how it's two different titles, but it's the same content. Okay. So that's what I love about my chat GPT because it knows me. It's embedded in my voice. So I know that my chat GPT knows that I already did a video on this. And plus I pasted the actual transcript and it came up with a title for me. So while we wait, while my husband gets ready, I'm going to at least do these things. I can go ahead and create my graphic for my podcast, which I already have. So I have two graphics that I use and I use Canva. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And that way I already have that. So all I have to do is just record. Okay, let's see. This is going to be episode 28. So I'm going to make a copy of that one. Okay, episode 28. There we go. Change that. And then I change the bottom. And then we're going to download it. I'm going to record 2 podcast episodes today. So I already got the content. All right, episode 28. All right. This one was my color. I'm thinking about changing it again. But no, I'm gonna keep going. Maybe when I get to episode 11, then I'll change the color. So okay, so we got that. Let's go ahead and set up the Substack as well. So I'm gonna go to dashboard. I'm gonna go to post, and I just copy. I make a duplicate of this one. $28. I don't know if it gave me a subtitle now. Sometimes it do, sometimes it doesn't. All right. I have it to make me the show notes too. I'm trying to go back and make sure I have the right verbiage that I use. Oh, right here. Let's see. That's a script. Okay, turn this into Substack show notes. And then I had another command as well. Create a show version for the Apple feed. Okay. I might go ahead and make the Pinterest pin too. And I can go ahead and have all that done. All I gotta do is record the episode. Every piece of content that I put out was a podcast, a blog, YouTube. I just started doing my shorts as well. Let me see what else. Because Pinterest is all about volume. The book I just put out, book I just uploaded. If you're part of the paid community, which you can join, I think it's like $9.99 a month. I did a video uploading this book. This current book is on Amazon right now. I did Pinterest pins for that. So the goal is to my goal. I wanted to look like I want my feed to look nice, but I'm not trying to. It looks nice, right? But I'm not trying to be perfect. So every piece of content gets 3 Pinterest pins. So the more that I do that, the more it helps me to stay active on this app. And that's why my views are continuously going up. I'm up over 1,000 monthly views now. Now I haven't been using Pinterest for a very long time. So this is good. I keep monitoring this. I do get to see in real times the eyes when people click. That's the best thing, when people are clicking over, right? So like this one, I got 8 views, but I got 1 click. That means they actually clicked to see, what I had to offer. The content, whether it's a YouTube video, a blog. If they don't have any clicks, I look at that not as a side of, oh, I did bad, but kind of to keep going. When you have people that are clicking, which I do have that, and because some people come from, just from Pinterest. They click on your stuff, they will buy. That happens. I got an affiliate sale yesterday. I'm not sure where the person came from. I don't know if they came from YouTube or from Pinterest. I'm not sure. But it's a name I didn't know. So this is why I love what I get to do, and why I'm showing you that there are different ways that you can build your business. You can build a business that you actually like. Okay. What was I doing? Okay. Got that. I'm gonna use that as a subtitle. So I'm not anti social media. I like the dashes, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes the dashes need to be there. Sometimes they don't. So I just use the same one. Let me copy and paste. Let me see. And then I go in and read it, to make sure that it, of course I know it sounds like me because this is my voice, but I just go in there to read it. AI makes mistakes too. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I read it also to see if I need to put any backlinks. If you ever heard of backlinks, it's just making sure that you have certain words are highlighted. If you read blogs and things like that, you have certain words that are highlighted that go to other things. I do that too in my Substack. Posting every day, trying to read every day, chasing attention at some point. So, see, that dash don't need to be there. See how I love chat because it for me it will highlight, it will make this dark for me because it knows I like backlinks. So I know that that's where I will put a link. So like this one says SEO platforms. Now what I will do here, I will probably put that backlink back to the video. I like that. Researching, they're typing question, Google, YouTube, Pinterest, even AI search tools. Y'all know it. AI has a search tool. You know that you can come up in AI too. I had that happen to me. One of my friends in business, her name is Lakeisha, and she had inboxed me maybe about a couple months ago. She was I was doing some research in ChatGPT, and ChatGPT sent me your video as a research tool. The shift alone changed how I think about content. SEO isn't fast. It doesn't reward urgency. I think I'm gonna make these a blog for my WordPress website. So I'm gonna tag my blog. See, this is why I have so many tabs open. I think it's blog. Yeah. I don't know how that just got up there. Now, if you go to my website, it got my name at the top and Soft Life Business Mentor. It's so big. I wonder how can I remove that? Oh, why is that there? If you go to it like on your phone, it's so big. Like it just got there. Medium articles. I updated all of my what do you call it? The plugins. Yeah. I mean, it's not an emergency, but I just wonder where it came from. I was like, all of a sudden, why is that there? You know what? I saw something about updating the theme, but that may be it. In multiple Pinterest pins. So I'm gonna tag my Pinterest. Yeah. All right. Later, those ideas even become short books, right? What's my Amazon author page? Author page. Nothing goes wasted. Like no content goes wasted over here. Like for real. I say that all the time. I remember a long time ago when I always had that idea, like my content, repurposing content when it actually became a thing. And I remember somebody asking me, but well, um, it doesn't make sense because what if, what if you're repeating yourself? But I think now more than ever, like I've leaned into repeating myself because number one, everybody doesn't follow you everywhere, and that's the truth. I have a few that do. They follow me on Substack, YouTube. I mean everywhere. I have very few. I'm telling you, that's like of your audience. That's truly like the 1% of people that are following you everywhere. If you had an audience of 1,000 people, maybe 5 of those people may be following you everywhere, but everyone else is going to follow you according to the platform that they like. So if you're looking at me on YouTube, you follow me on YouTube. You may follow me on other places, but more than likely you don't. So it's okay. And also, I think of every platform as an entry point. So again, that goes back to what I just said. Everybody doesn't follow you on every platform. So that means that, let me turn my camera around. Okay, so what I was saying, that everybody, I just feel like I needed us to be face to face. But like I said, everybody doesn't follow you on every platform, but every platform is an entry point. I learned entry point from someone. I can't remember who it was. I didn't make that up, but I learned that over the years of being in business, is that someone may find you on Pinterest. That may be their first time meeting you, on Pinterest. That's their entry point. They're not gonna know anything about YouTube or anything else. With Pinterest, they'll follow either your blog or YouTube, depending on what you're pinning. So yeah, everybody doesn't follow you everywhere. So that's how I feel about repurposing content. 50% store YouTube is my main home. So I'm just going over the show notes. My show notes are, I use whatever AI gives me and I read over it. But the episode, that's why the episode is gonna be pinned up there, because it's not gonna be word from word, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. It's never word from word. I have read from scripts and things like that before, but it just, to me, it doesn't do it for me, because it just doesn't. There's nothing wrong with that, right? I don't. I'm the type of person, I don't. If you that's what you want to do it, because I'm gonna do what I want to do. So I'm not gonna make you feel bad for doing what you want to do. That's how I operate. I've never been that type online to. I want to say the cuss word, but I'm not gonna say that. But I never been a type to make somebody else feel bad because they're doing something. And I know I see a lot of that type of content. Oh, you doing it like this, so it makes it bad. And I understand having opposing, like I have some opposing things too. There are some things I'm just not gonna do, right? There are some things I'm not gonna do. But however, that does not mean that I can't get a result because I don't do it like you do it. That's why I like this approach with my YouTube, is that I don't want to approach this as teaching you to do things like I do it. I'm just showing you what I'm doing, because regardless if you do it or not, I'm going to do it and I'm going to get results. So that's how I think, if that makes sense. That's something that I had to learn a while. All right, let me turn this TV down and let me go ahead and do some recording of this podcast. All right, so I use for my podcast to record. I don't know if you've been around, I don't know how long you've been around online, but I always use Anchor, anchor.fm. Now, Anchor no longer exists. they were bought out by Spotify. So I can still, that's where I upload my podcast. That's where my podcast is published. And then, not Anchor, but Spotify will publish it on, not Amazon. Spotify will publish it on Apple. And then that other podcast that I talked about earlier that I had no idea I was published there. Let me see. Let me go back to it. Dashboard, podcast, Pocket Cast. I heard a Pocket Cast, but I didn't know they published it. So I guess they published there too. So yeah. But the ones I care about is my Substack, Apple. I like being on Apple. Maybe because I have a iPhone. That might be it. But anyways, so I use anchor.com. I can still go to anchor.com, but it's going to automatically go to Spotify. So that's where I upload my podcast. Now, I can record it wherever I want, but I use Riverside because they're partnered with Spotify. So when I click on recording a new episode, I hit create on Riverside. So I record right in Riverside. I'm still on a free plan. So I don't store my episodes there. As soon as after I've recorded, I download it to my computer, which I have to anyway to upload it to Substack. But I have a file I have a file on my computer that I keep all my episodes, my files in. All right, so let's record. I don't have like theme music or anything like that. I have not got that done yet. I will, but it's just me yapping, you know. I'm telling you, I am the type that I don't know if it's like what type A, type I don't know. Some things now something I'm not like that all the time. My husband is very much the person that's just going to do it and he'll think about it later. He'll think about the logistics later. Now, some things I'm thinking about the logistics before I do it, but with my podcast, I'm like, I'm just going to be up here yapping. All right, let's record. And this is a Blue Yeti mic too. I'll link it below. Hey girl, welcome back to Her Soft Business Blueprint. Today, really wants to get that full monetization on YouTube. That's a goal for me, okay? But I don't feel like I'm performing. I love SEO is intent based. So on social media, you interrupt podcasts, of course. I love platforms where people are actively searching. Or there's a tool called, I think it's repurpose.io. If you like to have things repurposed for you, it's a really cool tool. If you're listening to me and you're like, okay, I love this. Okay, I love what you're doing, and I want to do that too. You have to lean into this. So I appreciate you for sitting down with me today, and I will talk to you on the next episode. Bye for now. All right, that's it. So we're gonna go ahead and let that download. We'll upload that to Substack. That's going out next Thursday, and I think I'll record one more after I do this one, so we can, yeah, because I think I did a video last week. I can go ahead and repurpose this into a Substack, not a Substack, but a podcast episode. Okay, let's see. All right, let me show you my process. Hopefully this allows you to see. So Riverside, let me see something. Hey girl, welcome back to Her Soft Business Blueprint. Today, I want to talk honestly about something that shifted for me like over the years. That's how like I use social media, like how I use social media nowadays, and why I have really in this day and time fallen in love with SEO platforms. If you've never heard of the word SEO, is search engine optimization. Okay, so I've been online since 2014. I've done the social media. thing. Still do. Like, I mean, I'm talking about doing the things like posting every day, being everywhere, chasing attention, because that's exactly what this is all about. It's about attention. Especially nowadays with these platforms that actually pay you. Remember when I was online 2014, Facebook wasn't paying us. Instagram wasn't paying us. There was not a TikTok even back then. But now, because these platforms are paying us, it's like chasing attention. And I'm gonna be honest, I started to feel like I was auditioning for people to like me in order to buy from me. And at this big age and this stage in my life, I just don't want to perform. I like being myself. I like creating content, and I want my content to work for me long past after I publish. Okay, let's create episode. All right, so we're gonna go here, episode 28. All right, episode 28. All right, get that title. I had AI to make me made the Substack notes. We went over that together. And did it do the Apple thing? No. Let me get the word in. Substack note. Okay, can you create a shorter version for my Apple podcast feed? So I happen to do that too. So I don't have to put all those notes in the podcast feed. Let's see. So we're having to do that in this episode. Okay, I'll read it once I go over here. Let's see. In this episode, I share why I shipped it away. Okay, yeah. This is episode 28. 28. Yes, 28. There we go. Change that because we made that graphic earlier. Full episode, season 1. Let's see. Okay, yeah. I don't think I get a lot of. I get some. Let me see. I think I saw my downloads. Okay, so we're gonna schedule this for today's the 12th for the 19th. I schedule it early in the morning. Okay, we're gonna schedule that. All right, so we gotta go back to Riverside because I didn't download it. Did I? No, I did. I need to. Riverside. Okay. See if I can get that episode. I need to download it. Right here. Can we download it? Oh, here we go. Download. Here we go. Let's go over here to Substack. We're going to select the file. Download that right over here. Oh, Substack. If you have a Substack, you can put video in here. You can put audio like I'm doing right now. But Substack has it's like they give you your own podcast feed. So it's different. It's different than if you, like, if I wrote an article, I could put an audio in that article, but it's not going to be on a pod. They give you a podcast feed. That's what I love about it. I used to do like my show notes on my website, but I decided to use Substack. So make use of Substack. Okay. We got that up there. We're going to hit continue. This is going to go to everyone. And we're going to make a tag. Where'd my tag go? I must have took it out. Okay. I'll go back in there. All right. We want to change this picture to this one. 28. And we're going to schedule this one to go out on the same day, which is the 19th at, let's do 5 a.m. Okay. Send and schedule. All right. I got one more step. So I need to copy this link right here. I don't know if you saw me. I had sharlritadeloatch.com/28. That's the link to the show notes. And I didn't even say it in the episode, but hopefully. Usually I try to say it in the episode, but with WordPress, I love this plugin called Pretty Link. So it allows me to use short links with my domain. All right. Episode 28. Update. All right, so thank you for working with me. I'm going to go ahead and record another episode. Also, that I forgot to mention, before I do that, I need to make the 3 Pinterest pins for this episode, get them scheduled out on Pinterest. So yeah, I got to do that too. So hopefully you enjoy this. Let me know if you have any questions below. I would love to keep doing these again. And yeah, if you like them, I'll keep doing them. All right. So make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, hype me up. You get a chance to hype me up as well. My husband Anthony doing some, I don't know what he's doing. He's copying me. I wish y'all could see it, but anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.